Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Guzzy and this is Chat with Guzzy. Please, if you're here to subscribe, kindly click on the subscription button and click on the notification bell so you can get notified whenever I post any new video. This video is dedicated to the Real Housewives of Lagos season 2 episode 11, which was titled Let's Get Salty. And whoa, did these ladies get salty? You know that fight that I told you in my last video that Iyabo has been trying to stir up between herself and Laura? It finally happened in this episode. Yes, I feel like Laura has had it up to her jaw and she cannot take it anymore. But let's start from the very beginning. So Iyabo and Polo were on a date and apparently they had invited Chioma and her guy. Yes, that's this guy that told her that they met in law school and all that. Yes, that guy. And basically, they brought him to vet him, but he did not know that and all that. Now, when he came, Iyabo was like, "What are you into?" And the boy looked at her with this look of, "Are you serious?" Well, he just told her he was an actor, and she started asking him, what type of movies you act? And he's like, "Which one do you watch?" Before later, he now told her that basically cinema movies and all that. And he just basically told them about himself. And afterwards, Polo started telling Chioma that, she better make this one work, and all that. And Chioma was just laughing because she was like, this one that Polo is talking like this, he's tired of her being on the streets, basically. He wants her to be hinged. Moving from that to the next episode, we saw Laura. Now, Laura spoke about how she was feeling and how she's a mother of two, so she knows this feeling very well. Apparently, she had done a urine test and she had found out that she was pregnant. Now, this was a bittersweet moment for her. Now, bitter in the sense that she cannot walk down the aisle anymore. Yes, you know, she has been planning for her wedding. And now that can't happen anymore because this was the same thing that ruined her walking down the aisle the last time when they wanted to marry, because she found out that she was pregnant and now fate is repeating itself again. So she was pretty much sad, but then again she was happy that she was pregnant. So it was a bittersweet moment for her, and she had stated that she and her husband had spoken about them having a child, but after they had walked down the aisle. And she just feels somehow. She called her husband, his phone wasn't connecting, so she had to leave a video message for him telling him that they are pregnant and he needs to come back home for them to talk. And this whole thing, she knows that this thing has spoiled their wedding once more and all that. He needs to come back for them to sit and talk. You could tell that she was happy, but at the same time she was sad. She even cleaned a tear or two from her eyes. Moving on from that, we saw Toyin. Yes, her assistant was helping her pack up for her surgery. Yes, she's finally going to do the surgery. And she was packing her things. She called her staff and was just basically briefing them. Now, Toyin will be away for 3 months, at least 3 months, yes, because after the surgery, she will need to undergo therapy and all so that she can even start to walk again. And basically, it was kind of a stressful thing for her. And her husband came to get her, to tell her that they need to go because she actually needs to get rest before the surgery. And at that point in time, they started talking about their daughter, how their child was calling him by his name. And for him, he liked it, but she did not like it because she felt like when the girl grows up and she's with her friends and she calls him by his name, or when they are having an argument and she calls him by his name, it's not going to make sense that time. So it's better to stop it now and make her call him daddy now than to call him Shegun. Yes, and then it takes her away for her surgery. Moving from that, we then saw Laura. She called Chioma on the phone and then they started talking. And she was basically telling Chioma that she had not seen her in a while and all that. They were catching up. And then she brought up Miriam. And Chioma then added Tanya. They started talking about the whole Miriam thing and all that. And Laura was just basically playing the devil's advocate. Yes, she was just basically telling them that they need to settle and all. Tanya wasn't having it. Chioma wasn't having it. But she made sure she convinced Chioma to organize something so that all these reconciliations will be done. And Chioma was like, how is she meant to organize something when she's one of the people that are being offended in this whole thing? It does not necessarily make sense to her. But she was convinced that she was like, okay, she's going to organize something. However, she's not inviting Miriam. Yes, that if Laura wants Miriam to be there, Laura has to be the one to invite her. Moving from that, Chioma invited all the ladies except Miriam, and it was Laura that invited Miriam. Now, Laura told Miriam that it was a girl's trip and all that. So, on the D-Day, Laura went to pick Miriam from her house. When she got to the house, she remained in the car and called Miriam, telling her that she was outside, and Miriam came to join her in the car for them to go. Once more, Laura decided to play devil's advocate. Yes, with the whole fight between Miriam and Tiana. And then they started talking about it. And for Miriam was like that. Tiana is used to having people in her corner that would just be saying yes, 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 and she's not one of them. Laura was telling her that she should at least be respectful of Tiana's space and all. And Miriam was like that. She refuses that if Tiana cannot be respectful of her own space, she will not be respectful of Tiana's space. That two of them should be 100 miles apart from each other. Yes. And according to Miriam, if you are gutter, you will always behave like gutter. Meaning, Toyin is gutter and she's always behaving like gutter. For Laura in her confessional, she said that she doesn't think that there's any excuse for physical violence. Miriam in her confessionals has stated that for her, she can accept any other thing except physical violence. So for a friend who she felt was her friend to physically assault her, that's a no-no for her, and they are never moving past that. So from that whole talk, and with her badmouthing Tiana to Laura, it is clear that this girl is not moving on from that anytime soon. The ladies arrived at the jetty and they were just having fun. They had so much hopes to relax and also to make amends where bridges have been burnt and all that. And basically, it was all fun and cruise while they were in the jetty. They were having fun. But it was clear that Laura was having serious issues as she was scared of the water. Yes, you could see her clinching onto the table. You could see she was uncomfortable. And it was Faith that was beside her. And Faith in her confessionals even stated it that Laura was having so much issues with the water and all that because she is scared of the water. Now, moving from that, the 6 ladies, they arrived at Salt Beach and they were welcomed. They were showed their rooms. Now, before that, this whole room thing caused an issue because Chioma had prepared for 5 rooms. Yes, she had paid for 5 rooms. She had prepared for just 5. And she had stated it to the ladies that there are just 5 rooms and there are 6. That she did not invite Miriam, so she did not know that Miriam was going to come. So she does not know what will happen, or she does not know who will share room and all that. And Miriam had stated it that she felt like it was Laura's event. However, she is there and she's not going to share room with anyone. Well, it looked like none of the ladies wanted to share room. Tanya was uninterested because for her, either way, she's going to get a room because Laura is her girl. So she's going to get a room either way. The other ladies can fight for rooms. Well, be that as it may, Iyabo Ojo let go of her room and shared with the host, Chioma. So Iyabo Ojo and Chioma shared the room while the other ladies had a room each to themselves. Whereas Miriam was feeling herself doing, if I don't fuck with you, I won't come to your event, blah, blah, blah. This was the same thing she was telling Laura when Laura had asked her why she did not come for Tiana's event when they were moving to the jetty. She had said it that she doesn't fuck with Tiana and all that drama, so she would not attend Tiana's event. Well, back to real time, the ladies were shown their rooms and they were so excited with the view and all. But before they entered the room, Miriam had made a joke. For her, it was a joke, and she was also being serious, that school mother and school daughter would stay together. That's Chioma being the school daughter and Iyabo being the school mother. And Iyabo did not find that funny. Iyabo had told her not to repeat that again, that she's not Chioma's school mother and all that. But Miriam repeated it, and even in her confessionals, she stated it again. And I'm like, Miriam, later you say you are not looking for trouble. These ladies, I don't know where they used to keep their head. Someone will tell you, don't do this, I don't like it, and you keep doing it, and you expect that the person should be cool. Well, let's move on from that. The next scene, we saw Laura. Yes, Laura called Faith and was asking her what room she's in and all that. And we saw Faith's bodyguard outside. Outside her room door. Yes, Faith is not joking with her bodyguard though. He goes everywhere with her. Now, Laura had entered the room and they had started talking. Yes, Laura had told her how the ladies have been saying a lot about her Faith and their friendship. How, for her, she just feels like Faith needs to be civil with Miriam and all that. Playing the devil's advocate once more. This episode then, from what we were just seeing, it looked like Laura was just trying to make peace among the ladies. Yes. Now, she was telling Faith that they need to make up, they need to be civil and all that. And Faith was not having it. Faith said it's a no for her, that she can't deal with people that are bipolar. And for her, she feels like Miriam is bipolar, because how did they go from Miriam inviting her out to Miriam calling her names and all that? That no, she cannot deal with that and she's not going to deal with that. Then Laura then tells her about their conversations, how she had a conversation over the phone with Tanya and Chioma, and how they were talking and how they started talking about Dr. Rume and Faith herself settling. And Laura said for her, she does not really care about Dr. Rume, but this kind, they spoke about them making peace. And for Faith is like, nah. That friendship, she's done with it. That she does not do friendship with script writers. That's Dr. Rume is a script writer. The friendship is dead, dusted, and done with. Yes. Faith says she's not interested in anything that has to do with all that. She's not interested with any talk that deals with people that play games like that. For the next scene, we saw Chioma and Tanya having a seat at Tanya's balcony. Tanya said she's sharing her balcony with some other people and they laughed over it, but they went there to have a drink and just basically talk. Yes. And while they were talking, Chioma had said that she did not expect that Miriam would come. Neither did she expect that Laura would invite Miriam. And Tanya had said it that for her, she knew that Laura would invite Miriam. However, she did not expect that Miriam would come. They spoke about Miriam coming and all that. Then, in Chioma's confessionals, she has said it that no one is 100% with Miriam, basically. It's only Iyabo that is cool with Miriam. And even the Iyabo is not 100% cool with her. So basically, no one is cool with Miriam. And then they moved from that and started talking about Dr. Rume. Because Tanya had asked her, did you invite Dr. Rume? And that was when she was like, okay, it's true, and called Dr. Rume and invited him. Now, Dr. Rume in his confessionals was talking and was saying that he does not beg for invite, that he's sure that Chioma got there and realized that someone was missing and called him, blah, blah, blah. Now, Dr. Rume was trying, for me in his confessionals, he was trying to make himself feel better. And trying to make himself feel like, yes, he's very important. Me, I don't see it that way. These ladies invite themselves out for events and all that. They pre-invite themselves. Now, it's when they get to those places, they now invite you, and you rush and get there because you want to remain relevant. That's the way I see it. Because let's look at it. The Ipe thing, the ladies were already there. They had settled in before Iyabo remembered Dr. Rume and called him to come. Now, this Ipe trip did not just happen. The ladies were pre-informed. The same with this Salty Beach. The ladies were pre-informed, and it was when they got there, talk reach talk, where they remember Dr. Rume, where they call him, say, may he come. So, all this him be feeling so important. I don't know why he's feeling so important. Well, moving from that, they had moved on from that, and they had showed us Iyabo. Iyabo was talking to her daughter on the phone and was just basically catching up with her, telling her that Toyin couldn't make it. However, she wished Toyin was there. And this just got me thinking, I feel like these ladies don't even know what's happening with Tiana. Yes, I feel like they don't know what's happening with Toyin. They don't know what's up with her and what she's actually what she's actually going through right now. That takes me back to Miriam feeling like, no, the ladies are meant to cut her some slacks because they don't know what she's going through. And I'm like, you're just trying to have a child, a second child, and it's probably going to be by surrogacy at the end of the day, since this whole IVF thing is not working. Now, Toyin has an operation that could either affect her life or take her, either ways, it's going to affect her life because it's life-threatening, and also she might not be able to walk again. So she said she's going through things. The same way you feel like the lady should cut you some slack, you should also cut Toyin some slack. That's the way I see this. So, however, there is no reason for violence. Yes, violence for me is a no-no. However, both ladies were violent. That's the way me I see it. Moving from that, Jare, she was just basically bringing her daughter up to speed and all. They moved from that to the next scene. Yes. So for the next scene, because when Choima had met up with Tanya earlier on, they had spoken about games that they would play. Now, this was the time for them to play the games. Yes. And Choima had arrived at the place and all that. And she just basically made sure the place was okay. She sat down waiting for the ladies. And the first to arrive was Miriam. And the whole thing just became very awkward. Miriam arrived with her clothes. She kind of dusted her cloth, had been waiting, and it touched Choima, but Choima didn't even look at it as anything. Now, Miriam had sat down, and it was pretty much awkward. Now, while it was awkward, Miriam decided that, you know what, let's have a conversation. And she had told Choima, let's talk. And Choima told her, I'm listening. And then they started talking. Now, Miriam has started talking about the event, how Choima had said this to her, said that to her, done this to her, done that to her, and how that was what prompted her to say what she had said about the whole child thing. And she apologized for saying that statement. Yes. Now, when she did the apology, Choima had laughed, saying she thought she would not apologize and all that. Whereas in her confessional, she stated that for her, the apology was fake because it was Iyabo that told her to apologize. So it wasn't like she wanted to apologize. It was because Iyabo told her to apologize that she was apologizing. So that apology was fake and she did not mean it. Moving back to real time, Iyabo arrives, and while these two ladies were still talking, Miriam requested for an apology. Yes, for Miriam, she was also hurt by Choima, and she has apologized to Choima, so Choima should apologize to her. And Choima told her she was not going to apologize because she felt like Miriam was apologizing because she wanted to get an apology back in return. And for her, that shows that that apology was not genuine, one. Then secondly, Miriam did not apologize for the whole fight and for hurting her in general. Miriam just apologized for that statement, and that was it. So for her, she sees no reason why she should apologize. As they were on it, that was when Tanya came. And Miriam kept on going on and on that Choima had said she's ras, Choima had called her a rat, Choima had bucked her. And Choima was like, that's a lie. That was when Miriam herself had called in Tanya. Was telling Tanya, you were there. Say the truth. What happened? Remember, you came in between us. And for Tanya was saying that, no, Choima did not buck you. Choima walked up to you. At first, Tanya was saying she could not really remember. But then, Tanya now said that what happened was not a bucking situation. And Iyabo and Tanya now kind of described what bucking means. That is using your chest to hit the other person. And that was not what had happened. What had happened was Choima had walked to wetin they call am, Miriam. Yes, she had walked up to Miriam while they were having that argument. And for Chioma, it was an argument. We were arguing, and that was it. I did not buck you. That is a lie. And actually, that is a lie. Chioma walked up to her. Yes, Chioma entered her space, but Chioma did not buck her because Chioma did not use her chest to hit her. That was not the case at any point. However, Miriam had a valid point when she related the situation to what happened in Zaza when they went clubbing, when Chioma had said that Miriam was being offensive and was coming to her space, when Miriam stood up and went to her and was using her hand to ejaculate and all that. And she had referred it to this particular situation, saying that Chioma walked up to her space also. And in that situation, they had said that she was wrong. So shouldn't Chioma be wrong here? And in her confessional, she has stated that Iyabo has said it severally, that you come for Chioma, you come for her. So she gets why Iyabo is defending Chioma. However, for Tanya, she does not get Tanya. And that Tanya's own is coming. She does not know who even added Tanya's mouth. And I'm like, But you were the one that involved her. Which one is you don't know who added her mouth? Because she's not supporting you now, you don't know who added her mouth. Well, she was like that Tanya's own is coming and all that. Now they were talking and Chioma had said she wasn't going to apologize and she stood by that. Then Miriam had said that she had taken her apology back and all that. And while they were talking all that talk, Laura came in and afterwards Faith came with her own champagne and her bodyguard as usual. And before Faith came in, Chioma was just basically telling them that, see, we are here to have fun. We are here for this. We are here for that. Before that, Iyabo had kind of smoothed the whole thing by going to stay on Miriam to tell her it's okay. And Chioma, it's okay, you get. Before Chioma started telling them they're here to have fun, play games, and the rest. And then she reiterated when Faith entered. And the first game they were to play was Truth and Dare. And we all know that Truth and Dare used to cause kata. Well, they had asked Miriam for a photo of herself when she was a child. And that was why Miriam had told them that she doesn't have any pictures. She narrated a story of how, out of depression, one of her, aunties who had burnt all her childhood pictures and all that when their grandmother died and all. So she doesn't have any picture of herself except when she was 20. Yes, from when she was 20, that's when she has a picture of herself. And that's why right now she keeps snapping her child and all that and putting it on iCloud. And it can never be forgotten because, you get, these things can never be forgotten because iClouds hold your thing. And that was when she started crying. And Chioma walks up to pet her and all that. And in Chioma's confessional, she has stated that she does not know why her heart is like this. She does not know why she has a soft heart. That she's still angry with Miriam. However, Miriam does not deserve to be sad. And the ladies were like, you get that they were hugging it out and all that drama. Now, moving from that, they now told Iyabo to go and hug someone that she likes the least in the group. And when they had told Iyabo that, Laura had stretched her hand and was saying Iyabo should come and hug her. It's clear that she's the one Iyabo does not like the least. And Iyabo had gotten up and Iyabo had gone to hug Faith. And Iyabo in her confessionals has stated that it's not like she hates Faith, but she does not like Faith. Yes, there's nothing two of them have in common and all that. She doesn't hate her, but at the same time, she does not like her. She's the person she likes the least amongst the ladies. At that point, Laura was like that it's a lie, that she knows that she's the one she does not like the least. And Iyabo was like, no, that it's Faith. And Faith in her confessionals has stated that she did not care that Iyabo did not like her. However, she just feels disappointed. And that she can hear Iyabo totally saying that she feels good, she stepped on her tray and all that. But that Iyabo is a 45-year-old woman. This guy, my goodness, and all that. It should not be coming from a 45-year-old woman. You get that? She's just disappointed meeting her in person, and that's just it. Now, moving from that, they had asked Miriam if she was ready to apologize to anyone she had hurt and all that. And according to Miriam, she had already apologized to who she hurt and all that serere. And that was when Kasala burst, because Chioma made it known that she was not the only person that she had issues with. And that was when Miriam was like, yes, that she had an issue with her, Chioma, Faith, and that other one. Now, that other one that she was referring to was Toyin. Yes. And for her, she said she did not care about Toyin, and that's not going to be resolved. So that one is cancelled. For Faith, Miriam put up a defense that was funny to me. Yes, she started saying that for Faith, she was trying to be on Faith's side to make sure that the other ladies don't come for Faith. She was basically trying to support Faith, and then Faith came at her, and she had to come at Faith and all that. And when they had said, okay, Faith, what do you feel about this? Faith had spoken. Faith had said, no, that was not it. And for her, people say their truth when they are either drunk or when they are angry. And that was it. That when that whole thing was happening, when that whole fight was happening, it was clear, because Iyabo had made a statement talking about, I told you before, meaning they had spoken about it, and everything that was said was their truth. And Iyabo said she remembered everything she said, and Faith was like, exactly. Faith had said that Miriam was not looking out for her, and Miriam should stop thinking for her. Miriam should stop trying to do I thought. She's here. She can think for herself. Miriam should stop feeling like she knows what is in her head. She went on talking about how she's a PH girl, how she taught herself all she knows and all that, how she's from the ghetto. And Iyabo had one or two to say in her confessionals, talking about how Faith is saying she's from the ghetto, but she cannot speak her mother language, except if she was just pretending all along, and now she's started showing her true colors. She's dropping it one by one. Tanya in her confessionals has stated that that it was right about time that Faith is now showing them who she really is. And Faith was not just having this whole thing. Laura in her confessionals has stated that for her, Tanya was like the winch in the whole thing, because Tanya is like a green snake in the green grass. Yes, Tanya instigates and all that. And I'm like, why do they feel Tanya does this? I don't really see Tanya as an instigator. No. Does she blow the fire when need be? But does she instigate? I don't think so. You have a mind of your own. If someone instigates, if someone tells you things, you have a mind of your own to react or not to react. That's the way I look at all these things. Well, before we knew what was going on, Laura jumped in, and Laura started saying that this whole thing, that she knew Faith 5 months ago, she knew Faith 5 months ago. They've been chatting and all that before they finally met 5 months ago. So it's not all that long. And that this whole thing that they keep saying and all that, that is the cause of the cocoa. They are not as close as these girls feel they are. And that was when Iyabo started talking that she was the one that brought her to the group, so this, that, she's meant to, there's meant to be loyalty, she's meant to care. And that was when the whole thing just collapsed, because Iyabo was saying that she's meant to be nice, that Chioma has been, Laura has been nice to her, and all. And that was when Laura said, but she herself, Laura, has been nice to you, Iyabo. That's Iyabo now. She has been nice to Iyabo, and Iyabo has not been nice to her. And that was when Iyabo told her, why will I be nice to you? Are you my friend? And that was when things got messy. Yes. With Laura telling her how last year she had even apologized 5 times and all that she does not get it. She has always been nice to Iyabo, and Iyabo keeps coming at her and all that. And Iyabo was actually going at her. You are mad, you are stupid, you are this. 2 of them, you are mad, you are stupid, you are crazy, and all that. And in Iyabo's confessional, she stated something very funny. She said, in her words, Laura is manipulative and cunning. I can be a bully. And if she feels I am a bully to her, then it's fine, because if I don't like you, I can bully you. And I'm like, wow, Iyabo. Meaning you know what you are doing. You know you have been poking this girl. And to you, it's cool. It's cool to bully people. For me, it does not make sense. Like, who are you basically? Who do you feel you are to try and talk down or bully another person? Personally, I don't feel it makes sense. Well, it became a thing, and Chioma and the ladies started trying to hold them down and all. It would have gotten physical, yes, because at a point, Iyabo would have descended on Laura, and it would have gotten physical, but the ladies made sure they held all the ladies down to make sure that it did not get to that point. And Laura had said it that all those apologies that she had given to Iyabo, she throws them out the window. And that was it. Iyabo told Laura that she always supports Faith because she wants a gang of her own, that she wanted that with Toyin, and that was why when Toyin did not give her that in last season, she cried. And Laura was like, no, that's not what happened. It's because I loved her. That's why I cried. At first, before she said that, in the heat of the moment, Laura was like, who is Tiana? Like, who is Toyin? Fuck that. And that was why she now said that it was because she cared. That was why all that happened. And that's it about their fight. Next episode, we are going to be seeing a fight basically between Tanya and Faith. That's all I have for you on this particular episode. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment. I love you all. Bye, guys.